So with that, we are honored to have with us tonight an individual that I've known for many years at the National Western. She has been a volunteer for us on many, many occasions throughout her young life, and she is now a recipient of one of our scholarships up at Colorado State University. So without further ado, please help me welcome Miss Ashley Baller.
Quite a bit shorter than Paul. You see her, the beautiful hair, glittering outfit, million-dollar smile, and the powerful horse beneath her. She's carrying a flag, our American flag, to the nation's #1 hit song, the national anthem. The scene is truly breathtaking. As a singer reaches the peak of the song, your heart begins to race, and the words, "For the land of the free," sends chills up your spine. At last, the horse and rider take off at a dead run as the crowd roars and the Star-Spangled Banner takes one last soar around the arena. She is Miss Rodeo America. If you've ever been to a rodeo, you have experienced this iconic moment, filled with so much excitement and anticipation. And if not, you can only imagine the exhilaration. Among all of this, she is smiling. Her smile is due to her love and appreciation for this country, the sport of rodeo, and the fact that she has the privilege to carry such a prestigious banner. Talk about a dream come true. My name is Ashley Ballard, and I am a freshman at Colorado State University. I am majoring in equine science and minoring in both business administration and Spanish. I would not be able to attend the university of my dreams if it weren't for the National Western Scholarship, among many others that have contributed to my education this year. But most of all, I wouldn't have been able to receive the National Western Scholarship if I hadn't volunteered 560 accumulative hours over the last 5 years at the National Western, not including this 2015 show. Let me tell you about my journey as a volunteer and how it has molded me into the young woman I am today. I was a young girl when I decided that someday I would be the girl riding the horse with the crown atop a cowboy hat, because the only thing better than a princess is a rodeo princess. My dream came true in 2010 when I was crowned as the Elbert County Fair Princess. I couldn't just go 1 year though, because this dream had turned into an infatuation. After 2010, I was the 2011 and 2012 Miss Rodeo Deer Trail attendant, 2013 Elbert County Fair Queen, and I am now the 2015 Elizabeth Stampede attendant. Being rodeo royalty is much more than standing around and looking pretty though. It is the epitome of youth development, teaching girls as young as 10 years old communication, public speaking, and leadership skills. Along with this, it plants the seed to grow a passion in community service and volunteering. I am who I am today because of the 5 titles that I've held and each of the aspects that go along with them. Before trying out for the Elbert County Fair Princess, I had no idea how to shake hands the correct way, recite a speech by memory, or hold an intelligent, mature conversation. In fact, you could barely get me to talk to my aunts and uncles, let alone a stranger. As rodeo royalty, I was expected to travel around the state and represent either my fair or rodeo at various parades, rodeos, and community service events. My first 3 years holding a title, I volunteered 130 hours at the National Western Stock Show and 80 hours for the last 2. I have a heart for service, and I'm so happy that I could discover this at such a young age. The National Western Stock Show has had a huge impact on my life. I remember the first day of the 2010 show. I walked into the volunteer office and was completely overwhelmed by all of the people. But what was even more overwhelming was the passion that each volunteer exuded in the room. Each and every volunteer was excited to be there and ready to fulfill their duties, whichever it may be. It was a perfect example of how a volunteer should be, and is how I strive to portray myself each day I walked on the grounds. Regardless of how bad my morning was, because no matter what, someone is always watching. I have learned something very valuable from each volunteer. But the person who's had the largest impact was Mrs. Priscilla Schnell. I want you all to know that she has made a positive difference and lasting impact in my life, and has shaped me into the outgoing person I am today. She is training and equipping young girls with life skills that can be applied to a job interview, future internship, or even just the communication skills needed to hold a conversation with the next door neighbor. This woman is truly inspiring and has been such a great role model and mentor for me. Now this speech could go on for 2 or 3 more hours, probably, filled with how this experience has had such a huge impact on my life, but you're all probably sitting here in a food coma ready to go to sleep. I'm still expected to represent with a character of integrity, patience, flexibility, and persistence, not only when I have a crown or a volunteer vest on, but in my everyday life. I strive to each day stand as a role model for others, while encouraging others around me, both younger and older than myself. Someday I hope to incorporate all of this into the role of Miss Rodeo America, which is just another goal I am determined to achieve. Oh yeah, and let's not forget about that 50-year National Western Volunteer pin. I thank each and every one of you for your hard work year after year, for you have made an impact in my life as well as many others. Your work is always appreciated. As you look back at your years of volunteer service, you can appreciate the lifelong memories and friends you've made along the way, because I know I do, and I have many more to come. Thank you.